Hello, everyone. Welcome to the War Room podcast. I am Sid, and I'm here with Maddie.
Hey.
I'm also here with Dwarf,
Yo.
and then I'm also here with Dragon.
Hiya.
Alright, and today's topic is superheroes and all that good stuff. So,
That includes both Marvel and DC, not versus. I swear to God, if there are verses in the comments,
We
I'm
aren't
afraid.
fucking biased.
We'll just bleep that one out. Alright, cool.
no, we won't. We'll have like something in the beginning where it's like foul language. Ooh.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't
I love
don't
how
get
you
carried
say
away.
"ooh" like you're a ghost. Ooh.
Well, it's September soon.
I forgot the warning that we're not supposed to do that.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. Just like every so often, you can get away with it. All right, it's not that big a deal.
Okay.
Great intro. All right. So,
Serious talking, no, serious talking.
as serious
Along
as we
with
could
some joking, because
Again, do expect a lot of this crap because
We're not
we're
professional.
idiots.
We're
We
not good
are
at this.
Speak
We're
for
new.
yourself, Dragon. Jeez.
Sid, you are
No, I'm
an
speaking
idiot.
for you as well, mate.
I love how there was just like this little bit of quiet in between, just like.
Just that
Which
pause,
bullshit.
that moment.
Right.
All right.
What,
So,
what should be us?
It's what-
all right. So I want to talk. I want to just get this out of the way because it's gonna break the ice. I recently read about this Easter egg in the Spider-Man game where it was like, this guy was wanted to get married with his girlfriend through the video game, and the girlfriend broke up with him and started dating his brother after this, and it was so sad.
Oh,
We just had a
Okay.
conversation about this as well.
Really?
I know the stories here. I know the stories. I
Poor
kept
guy.
up with this. Oh,
Heart
yes.
goes out to
So,
that guy.
okay.
Also, since
So
he's
first
single,
off-
you might want to I have a number and
Shut up. It was like 2 weeks before the game released,
I
so it's
know.
like it's still very recent. So yeah. So first off, my heart does go out to this guy because that sucks. Because again, it was back
Yeah.
and forth and with the developers about it, and they were deadly serious about it as well. I mean, they joked around, "Oh, she doesn't check your Twitter feed, does she?" And he's like, "No, it's fine." Because of course it all started on Twitter, because fucking everything does today. Yeah. So the thing that gets me about this is not that the Easter egg was put into the game. No, that's awesome. That is amazing on
yeah,
Insomniac's
it's
part.
great communication.
The thing that got me was how it was being reported, because most outlets, most journalists were calling it the saddest Easter egg and all of this, but they were really only taking the guy's side or getting the guy's half of the story. And so one journalist decides, no, we're gonna actually contact the girl in this scenario. We're gonna contact her, see what happened there. And it was a completely different story. It was very conflicting, and so I myself came to the conclusion, much like these journalists did. I came to the conclusion we're never going to get the entire story until both of them are in the same room, in front of a camera or a microphone, with one of these games journalists, to then actually discuss what happened between.
Oh, Jesus, that bad.
But that would never happen because
all-
it'd be embarrassing if you think about it.
I don't know how
Well,
that would be embarrassing.
You think it's not embarrassing for the girl to read all of these news articles about how she's then made out to be the villain in this
Well-
scenario? Because
Well, she did go ahead and date the brother. If she broke up with him,
Okay.
that'd be fine. But the brother, dude, that is too close to home.
so
Totally.
okay, so
Unless
A
she
lot
was
of the
Jewish, then I could
journalists-
see it.
a lot of the journalists actually call him his twin brother, which he's not. It was his half brother. And then when she talked with the journalist she talked to, they never actually started dating. He asked his brother to go check on her because he was worried about her after they'd broken up, and they just became friends and just became close friends. So that's what she said.
But they never really
and it-
started relations.
And he never specifically. Well, I guess he kind of did. He said that she had left him and then went to his brother. Like it wasn't. she never actually made it out to be like, oh, she left me so that she could start dating my brother and all of this. It was more, she left me, and then she and my brother started getting a bit close. So it was, yeah. And then of course, according to her,
miscommunication, like all the other reporters, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, great.
And then of course, according to her, he was actually a fairly toxic person, and they were in a fairly toxic relationship. And then him doing this public, like this public way of proposing, she didn't want that. She wanted them to actually fix the relationship and not to get married. So
You can't blame her on that. So.
oh
You
no,
really can't.
no,
You gotta
this
look
in-
at both sides of the story. Like
yeah, you do.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, because then the other is public proposals are hard.
Yeah.
They're
Because
always
it
super
puts a lot of pressure on the person that is being
proposed.
asked the question.
Yeah.
So that way, if they say no, and it's in the public eye, they then look like even more of a bad guy than if they were to say break up with them before the proposal actually happens.
yeah.
So, well, I will say, the Easter egg is a very nice Easter egg because it's on a theater sign, so it actually looks like a play.
Yeah,
Aw.
you know, that's safe, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, here's my thing. If you're gonna do a public proposal, make sure that they want you to propose. Like, there are subtle hints that your partner gives you, and especially if they're like, huh.
And like, make sure
you're-
it's okay that it's in public as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very scummy.
Theoretically, if I were to ask you very publicly, what would you say? Like, are you okay with that?
I would feel pressured into saying yes because there's a lot of people now watching you, and if you say no,
Then you're the asshole.
Then
Yeah.
again, I'm the type of person who just like, nah,
Eh.
dude, like.
Yeah, Dorf
Bye.
doesn't care.
nah, mate, I'm out.
I probably.
I
Oh,
thought we were just friends. Is like, what happened here? Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
the
cool.
last 3 years mean nothing.
No, we're really close friends. That's what I thought this was.
Yeah. Still are, but.
Yeah.
The
So
moment, I think is that the moment they like, for me, honestly, the moment they like drop down and bring out the box, I'd be like, I'm gonna go this way now.
Oh man, those good old days. Look at this
Yeah.
picture of us. We were such nerds.
yeah.
Like, in
Um,
all honesty, I'm a hopeless romantic, but if I'm not sure about you and I say no, I will be straight up brutally honest. Like, I'm not sure that you're right for me, you know?
Yeah.
It'd be like, yes,
and
we've
fair
been
enough.
dating for 3 years, but I still don't know half the things about you. That is not a great relationship, you know? Like, I need to know everything before I marry someone.
Everything.
Yeah.
My mother has taught me to be a fucking stalker is the best way to go.
That's kind of creepy though.
Yeah, I don't know if your
Okay,
mom
no,
has the
no,
best
no, no,
advice
okay, no.
considering she's not
Not
married.
in that way. Not in
You
that way.
you misunderstand. You misunderstand. By stalker, she doesn't mean creeping on them when they're not dating. She
No,
means
she
just making
means
sure she knows
researching.
everything about them
Yeah.
while they're dating.
I know. It
Yeah,
was
I mean,
bad.
I want to
Like-
make sure
That was
people-
more clarification for the viewers.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Don't worry, because our viewers are mindless sheep. No, you're not. I love you.
Oh god. Okay. Sid.
Sid,
Eh,
do
Sid.
not insult the viewers on our first podcast.
Let's face it.
Please.
Everyone's gonna
Or
insult me, so
listeners or whoever.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about
But-
that
But
segment.
still, what I'm saying is, like,
that out.
for example, my mother had a boyfriend who I'm not. Let's make up a name for him. Let's
Bob.
call him.
No.
Nah. We're gonna
Can't
call
be
him
Bob.
Scott.
Okay,
We're
Scott.
gonna call him Scott.
Ooh, I like
Wink,
Scott.
wink, nudge, nudge.
I don't know. Stop. Stop.
Dwarf knows this story, so she knows who he actually is and knows that that name is almost exactly. Yeah, it is his name. His first name is Scott.
Well, good job on creating a freaking name.
Yeah, that's very
I don't
subtle.
like
Let's
Maddie.
make a fake name for him. Let's just call him Scott. Yeah,
His
that's his
real
real name.
name.
Yeah.
Let's just
enough.
use his actual name.
I'm
Yeah.
not telling y'all his last name. By the way, if he sees this,
That's
I'm
fair.
gonna be surprised. But I hated him so much. Like, he traumatized me. for alcohol. Like, I can't touch alcohol because of this. Like, he was a heavy drinker, and my mother wanted to fix him because my stepdad had just died at the time. He had cancer. I mean, she's remarried. She's very happy now. But Scott was horrible. Like, he was nice when he wasn't drunk.
That's
But the
like
problem
everybody
is, yes, the problem is he's addicted to alcohol. So, like, he would always drink. And my mom said, you can't live with us if you're drinking. And he drank in the garage. And then I got in trouble, and then he banged on my door for an hour straight while I was up against it, like, barricading myself as if, like, the Italian mafia were throwing knives at me.
Very specific, but okay.
Yeah, oddly specific.
And
Yeah,
that,
that's the
in
thing,
that
why the Italian
cartoonish
mafia?
way.
Why not
'Cause
like
it's
the
always
Russian
Italian.
mafia?
Because
Because the Italians are
Oh.
in New York. Oh my god. Have you never heard of this? This is a true fact.
I feel like the Russians are also in New York, but
Russians are
the
worse,
Italians
man. They're
came
Russian.
from-
You're in
Italian
Texas.
drinkers.
You can't say
Yeah.
that.
We got the Texan mafia.
Yes, we have that. Like, but the Texan mafia doesn't use knives. They
Wait, there's
use
an
guns.
actual Texas mafia?
I
Of
doubt
course
it.
there is.
There was.
There was.
No, the true fact, there was. Like, and it was led by a woman who was nicknamed the Yellow Rose of Texas.
Oh,
So,
that's right, Yellow Rose of Texas.
yeah.
Why do I not remember this?
I have
Like,
no idea.
okay, so our state flower is the yellow rose.
I thought it was the
And
blue
then
bonnet.
the mo-
It is
No.
the bloom bonnet.
Okay, sorry, not state flower.
Maddie, you're
Sorry.
Texan. Holy crap. What's wrong with you?
We probably shouldn't
Okay.
reveal where we live.
Yeah. Well, the blue bonnet
I'm not
is our state
Texan, but I
flower.
didn't know that, so I'm good.
You don't know
Yeah,
where I
The
am.
blue bonnet is our state flower, but the yellow rose is a close second. Like, it's kind of really popular in Texas.
Yeah, it is really popular.
I had
So
no
it's
idea.
kind of almost like a second state flower in a way. That's why I keep saying it's a state flower. But
Even though it's really not.
yeah. But the yellow rose is associated to Texas. That is the nickname of a woman who ran the mafia in Texas.
I don't know if it was more a mafia more than it was a gang.
No, she was part of the mafia.
Ah.
She ran the section of
okay.
the mafia down here, and then it got disbanded. So the mafia isn't here anymore. But all I know is Texas mafia.
Was the
It
thing
does.
at one time.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to your original story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back
okay.
to the original story. So, like, that was a toxic relationship because she wanted it to work because she felt like she failed my first stepdad due to his death. It was a horrible time for my mom. I'm not gonna lie. And I kind of feel bad telling the story, but it works in this situation with what happened with this guy. And it took her quite a few months of me and my brother lying to her and saying we liked him before she actually came down and went, okay, we separated. Which, by the way, he stole my shit. He stole my bow and the fishing rod, so I still don't like him.
He's going out to hunt fish with a bow and arrow, except it's the fishing line on it.
Good job.
He stole my broken bow.
The
who
fishing
thank God-
arrows.
No, his son broke, and I was gonna get
Wow.
it fixed. Yeah,
His son.
and yeah, and our fishing rods. But so he traumatized me, and like when she brought us down, we were like, we hated him so much. And she's like, why didn't you tell me? Because we thought you were happy. You should always tell me. Okay, we're telling you now. We hated him.
Lol, we hated him.
Like, my brother was like, yeah, I didn't help you, Maddie, and I'm sorry I let him, like, barge on your door, like, continuously bang as if he was trying to break it down like no tomorrow. I was like, yeah, thanks, you fuck, for not helping me.
Thanks, yeah, useless piece of bleep.
Yeah,
You in the
like,
military.
he's my older brother, thanks for nothing, you
Fine,
useless
POS.
reptile.
Reptile.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Alright.
HT. How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
So
Anyway.
speaking of poison, let's talk about venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The poisons are awesome.
Great transition right there.
Nice, yeah, nice segue.
Beautiful segues.
Very smooth, dwarf. Very smooth.
Just get to segue.
Oh
Little segue. No, okay.
my
Venom.
god, we're never gonna stay on topic. I know this is gonna
No,
happen.
we're not. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just say that I think I'm gonna be looking forward more to Venom than Tom Hardy.
I mean,
I haven't really seen anything
Interesting.
of Venom.
Okay. I'm
I'm just so ready for it.
I'm excited for Venom, and the fact that he ain't wall crawling, he ain't web slinging, and he ain't got the spider on his chest means that it could work without Spider-Man.
I think what they're trying to do is go for more of like a brute type Venom, you know?
I know what they're trying to do, and it's cuckoo in the brain. But yeah. So,
well, I mean,
also the other is
Venom already
Tom
has, like,
Hardy.
his own thing, I guess, right? Because like he has his own comic issues, Venom.
Yeah, he's got his own thing. Just quickly on Tom Hardy. He doesn't sign on to a project that he thinks is going to fail. Right. Or if he has signed on to it, but then thinks that it's going to fail, he'll leave the project. And the fact that he's still going, he's hype for Venom, means it's going to be, in some respects,
it's
good.
Yeah, at least decent, right? It's a Marvel movie with Tom Hardy, so it's probably good.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this? Can we talk facts real fast?
Sure. What facts?
Okay, but like facts about like what happened between Marvel and DC movies. Like, I'm not saying versus, it's just like over the years you can see the quality of the Marvel and the DC universe, and DC has gotten better, thank God. Yeah. But Marvel has always been on point.
Well, the thing is,
they have not.
Let me just say, let me just say, certain sequels are a bore to watch.
Yes. That's true. Let me rephrase that. My Marvel movies, the ones that I've seen, have always been on point, whereas the DC movies that I have seen have kind of fluctuated.
Okay. Yeah. That is down to if the studio interferes a lot or not. And I'm going to talk on one of the kind of most hated Spider-Man movies that isn't the Amazing Spider-Man series. Alright. Because it's honestly a meme to hate this one at this point. Spider-Man 3. Sam Raimi didn't want to do Venom or the Black Suit. It was pushed on him by Sony.
And
because they wanted it to be edgy, really right? Cool. That was like early 2000. They wanted it to be like edgy.
No, 2007. It was because Venom was gaining a lot of popularity. Like, Venom was a product of the 90s, and everybody liked it, of course. But he was one of those 90s characters that stuck because he actually got really popular. And so as Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies got a lot more successful, first one hitting Time magazine, the second one being arguably better than the first, it was clear.
And then you get to the third.
It was clear that Spider-Man was making Sony a lot of money, and Sam Raimi was making a lot of money off of Spider-Man, and so Sony wanted to push this really popular villain because, you know, it would help fit with Sam Raimi's horror movie past, because it's Venom, and if Venom is done right, he can turn out to be a horror character. And so, of course, giving it to someone with some horror movie chops would have been excellent. But he didn't want to use Venom.
No.
He just wanted to focus on Sandman, probably focus on New Goblin as well for a bit, but he didn't want to focus on Venom. That's why it felt so shoehorned. That's why some sections didn't feel right.
Yeah. You gotta...
the black suit.
I think
the one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think for me, if the actor does not want to do it, it's not going to turn out right. You know, you have to have an actor that's willing to do it. Not only that, but you can't force that stuff into a movie that's already been planned.
Sam Raimi was the director.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi was the director. I'm not talking about Toby. Toby was great. Toby was really happy to be a part of the Spider-Man project.
I'm horrible with names. Say the actor or director before, okay? Please?
Okay.
Tobey Maguire is the actor of Spider-Man.
Got it. So, Lizzie McGuire. Got it. Okay, that's how his name's going to be remembered now.
Toby, it was after Spider-Man 3 that Toby didn't want to be Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because he was really enjoying it up to that point. And then, of course, Spider-Man 3 happens, and it's essentially a successful failure. And then it made a lot of money, but not a lot of people liked it. Yeah. I like it, okay? I think it's good. Even yes, that scene, because if you actually look at it,
it's so bad it's good, kind of.
No, it's because if you actually look at it, if you look at that scene, he's never known how to act cool. and yet the black suit enhances your confidence, enhances your aggression. So of course he's gonna act like that, because he doesn't know how to act cool. He's just a lot more confident.
He's become emo.
There you go.
Emo Peter
It's
Parker.
not. No, it's not emo. It's
Well,
more
he's-
aggressive.
I don't know. Everybody calls him
It's-
emo Peter Parker.
Okay, can we talk about the new Spider-Man's actor?
Oh yeah,
You mean
Tom
Tom
Holland.
It has now become a meme to hate Tom Holland as well.
Hate
as
him.
Spider-Man.
Why?
Why
Okay,
would
the
you
frog in his
hate
mouth
Tom?
doesn't do much to help him, but like, you know. I don't
Okay.
know. I like Tom Holland.
Okay,
He's cute.
Spider-Man: Homecoming comes out.
Shut up, Maddie.
A lot of people like it. Makes a boku bucks.
Boku.
Infinity War comes out, and suddenly it's now a meme to hate Spider-Man, specifically Tom Holland Spider-Man.
I don't
But
now a
know.
meme.
why though?
Why?
To just hate the MCU.
That's
Well-
fair.
Because they think he is too. Because, and this is the name that I've actually seen him, like I've actually seen this movie called, because they were not happy with it being Iron Boy Jr. Homecoming. And coming as in, not with an O, but with a U. and two N's. Now.
Nice. I like
The,
it
the other is, people say he's not accurate.
He is accurate.
accurate enough.
People say that Tobey Maguire is accurate. People say Andrew Garfield is
They go
accurate.
back
Andrew
and forth between the
Garfield.
people. Like,
Andrew
come on.
Garfield. Are they really saying Andrew Garfield is accurate as Peter Parker?
Mm-hmm.
He's not.
Because he built his own web shooters. And he had Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn.
I mean,
Yes.
this
But
Peter
where did he
Parker-
get those web shooters from?
And this
That's
Peter
cool.
Parker like made his own web stuff. So
Honestly, though, I love the Mexican fat kid, the guy in the chair.
Gunke. I know Ned. Sorry, Gunke is the comic version of him. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was kind of a funny.
There is actually. Okay. So, what I find accurate about Tobey Maguire's portrayal of Spider-Man is that his Peter Parker was essentially a wimpy nerd that was hopelessly in love with Mary Jane. What I liked about Andrew's Spider-Man is that as Spider-Man, he was witty and he did crack wise on the odd occasion, actually more than Toby did.
Yeah.
Okay. What I like about Tom Holland is that he kind of brings both together,
Mm-hmm.
because when you look at Toby's Spider-Man, the games, his movie tie-in games, give him more spider banter than the actual movies.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, that's because
And
the
it's
game
more
has
on
to
point
last
in the
longer.
games. And, yeah, it's more
The
on point
games
in the
are
games as
way
well.
on point as well. Like let's
Yeah.
let's talk about that new Spider-Man game going back. To
I'm not done.
Let him
We're not
finish.
done.
I'm not done.
Let him freaking
Okay, after you're done, we'll talk about how the
I'm not
game
done.
is there.
Well, then get done.
Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, his Peter Parker was too cocky, too arrogant, right?
Also,
like,
he looked
especially
like
when
he
he
had a racer head.
Especially when he humiliates Flash.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, the new one, Tom Holland. That scene in Civil War that essentially explains who he is perfectly encapsulates Spider-Man with two exchanges. First exchange is, and yeah, I'd love to play football, but I didn't then, I couldn't then, and I shouldn't now. Second exchange, why get up in the morning? Why do what you do? When you can do the things that I can do, but you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you. Perfect Spider-Man right there.
Mm-hmm.
On point.
With
Oh,
great power
also,
comes great
this
good.
one is actually 15 years old. He built his own web shooters, and come on, guys, just shut the fuck up
He,
about
do-
how
he doesn't
Tom's a
wear
bad
glasses.
Spider-Man.
He
Please.
doesn't wear glasses.
piss off.
Okay, back to the Spider-Man banter. I do agree that the games gave that I'm already forgetting their names. Excuse me. I do agree. Games gave more banter to Spider-Man, and that was weird. But like the Spider-Man for this game, great banter. I love the lines because like
Yuri
Dragon
Lowenthal was on
here.
point.
Yeah,
Gary
me,
Lowenthal
me
was
and
on
Dragon, we share played the game. He was playing, I was watching him. We may
And I
do a
recently
series on
got the
that,
game,
but
so.
yeah, Dwarf here recently got it.
I'm not getting
But
anything.
it was yeah.
I'm not.
Finn here refuses to spend money.
I refuse to. I'm very stingy with my money, and I'm not. And I'm a very. I don't like.
He's gonna become Scrooge
Stay there.
McDuck. Watch out.
Stay stingy. It's fine.
Yeah.
I spent
Exactly.
way too
So-
much.
I'm going to college. I
Yes.
have to stay stingy.
So,
I'm
yes,
in
I think
college. I'm supposed to be that way.
the first three
And he
movie
still
time
bought
games.
a new PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
bought a
God.
new PS4, Dwarf. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
You're in college.
No.
We don't talk
okay.
about that.
So,
We don't talk about
so
that.
the first three Spider-Man games, the movie tie-in one, were very on point. Like Toby had very on point banter in those ones. I will always remember Quiltman, Padded Pete, Mr. Triple Play. No wait, I got it. The cushion. I will always remember that, and that's from the tie-in game. And then of course, and the second and third ones, he just got better, more material to work with, because games last longer. So you want that to stick, because if they just shut up after the main story,
Then
it
it's
just
kind of
gets
awkward.
boring. So yeah, that's where I think Toby's Spider-Man shone through. Andrew's Spider-Man did not translate over the games because they didn't use Andrew Garfield. They used some other voice actor, and he was really whiny. Like, people think that Toby was whiny in his movies, or Tom was whiny in his
Straight
movies.
up whinging.
No. This one, when Gwen, quote unquote, dies, this was from 6 years ago. Shut up about spoilers. When Gwen, quote unquote, dies,
Oh my God.
he's whining so much.
I love
And
that.
I'm
Okay,
like,
remember
this is terrible.
this is like a meme.
Terrible.
Remember there's like the meme of like Spider-Man screaming and he sounds like a baby. He's like with that scene where
Yep.
like his mouth is wide open.
Oh god, that.
Thought I was about to sneeze. I'm good.
Yeah, from the
I hate it when
second movie.
Okay.
Oh my dear lord.
So we've gotten Spider-Man out of the way. Let's talk about some non-Marvel heroes. Let's talk about the Flash.
Okay.
He's fast.
He's fast.
I
That's
feel
all I
bad for
know.
Grant Gustin.
Yeah, I
feel
don't
bad
know.
for Grant Gustin.
I haven't seen Justice League, so I can't really complain about the Flash in the Justice League. But I
Oh, wait.
will admit, I'm
There's
Or-
one
I
other
can
thing
do a
about-
visual gag, but my camera's not on. But basically,
It's the Hey, wanna
How
watch
he
me run on the
runs.
rope? I'm back.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's that timeless classic of a joke.
yes.
yeah, no, how he runs is just so weird because it's like he's bringing his arms around like he wants to punch someone. Yeah,
Again,
that's
I
not
haven't seen it, but if
It's
you
better
compare
than, like,
that
if he did the
Flash
Weeaboo
to the
run, though.
TV show Flash, like I'm way more into the TV
I'll be
show
honest.
than Barry Allen.
Okay, no, I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
it's
The
a
show
show.
nails the Flash. Justice League, I think, nails another a different Flash. Like it's a
Yeah,
he's
they named
because
him
he's so
Barry
funny. He's so funny.
Yeah. they
But when he
named
talks
him
about
Barry
brunch, oh
Allen.
my god.
That's
when
my
he talks about
problem
brunch, I
though.
love
I,
that.
I like looked up the different Flashes and their different names, and the one that everyone talks about in Justice League is not Barry Allen.
No, that's like I think wasn't he like
It's a different Barry Allen. Don't worry about it. It's multiverse. It's like okay, DC are weird because
they have
Like
multiple
Marvel.
universes.
no, like Marvel, their movies and TV shows are connected. Unlike Marvel, their movies and TV shows exist in separate universes.
Yeah.
Unlike Marvel again, their TV shows themselves don't even exist in the same universe.
Unlike Marvel, they're not Marvel too, just so you know.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Oh, fair enough.
Hope you don't
No, okay, so
But
Yes.
DC does
let
have
me
that whole
let me
multiverse
just
thing.
yes
Yeah,
yes that's
multiverse
what's
theory.
interesting about DC that I know it's confirmed, the multiverse is confirmed. There's
Yeah,
a
they're doing
okay,
two
there's
Jokers.
a universe dedicated to pirate themed DC
Yeah,
heroes.
it's amazing.
Arg.
It's like
Um,
it's like universe. One,
Dark
it's like
Knight's
five-
Metal, my contribution.
Dark Knight is amazing.
Okay,
Yeah,
but what
same,
I'm
though.
saying is about the TV show for Flash. I love the way it's interconnected with Supergirl and the Arrow, and apparently the Arrow had more connections, but some of the shows got canceled. So there was a an
Wasn't there, like,
entire
a
season of
Smallville
one
connection?
show. Yeah, there was an entire season of this one show. I forget what it was, but it was like it canceled in the first season. They didn't even air like the 13th episode, which was supposed to be the crossover with the.
I don't remember that one. Shit. Because I remember all of them, kind of.
Watch TV.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying about.
That Barry Allen created for.
Oh wait, that was Flashpoint? I think it was in the comics where like Flash redesigns the entire universe of like DC.
What happens is, and this is actually explained in the TV show as well, is Flash goes back in time to save his mother, and does, and then creates the Flashpoint universe where he remembers being the Flash, but he doesn't have the Flash's powers. A lot of the heroes and the villains that are different.
Yeah, Batman is actually his Bruce Wayne's father becomes Batman, and the mother becomes Joker.
But that's not in the show. That's a different one.
Yeah, no. Oh no, it's actually the same one.
No, that is the same one. That is
like it's kind of the same one. The biggest difference is that in the TV show he's still got his powers, but he's losing his memory. It's in the actual Flashpoint.
I thought that was the movie.
No,
comics and TV show.
The animated movie that they did called the Flashpoint Paradox. That is almost panel for panel taken from the comics.
Yeah, they tend to do that. They did that with they did that with the Killing Joke, the straight to DVD Killing.
And then added like 45 minutes of Batgirl filler on top of that.
Oh my god,
moving
on. That was absolutely awful.
Moving on. Back to Flash. So yes, Flashpoint was essentially where the entire universe rebooted. Because he had to run back in time and stop himself from saving his mother. But in saying that, a lot of stuff in the reboot series was still kind of the same. Like there were differences here and there.
I like the subtle differences in a way.
Like,
I don't know about you.
But it was like the Flash still had the letter from Bruce's father from the Flashpoint universe. And he was able to give that to Bruce, like that he remembered getting that.
That's sweet.
And then the Flashpoint universe, the Watchmen, and the mainline DC connected. They crossed over for a bit in the Doomsday Clock.
You know what I noticed with the Flash? Every time he goes back in time, there's a flashpoint, and it's just an excuse to reboot the universe.
Yeah, it's literally just like, let's see what
I have a meme
that's
basically, I have a meme that's basically Barry Allen on time travel. Harrison Wells, don't do it. Jake Garrick, don't do it. Reverse Flash, don't do it.
Is it Reverse Flash the entire reason
do it.
why, like...
God himself, seriously, don't do it. Barry Allen, I'ma do it.
I'm gonna do it.
That's the thing. Isn't like Reverse Flash like a time travel problem? Like Reverse Flash, wasn't he created from like time travel by accident?
No.
The Reverse Flash was created when he tried to recreate the Flash's powers in the 25th century.
Yeah.
Because it was a huge fan of the Flash, and then went back in time.
Okay.
To then destroy.
So
it was when he went back in time that he actually started hating the Flash because he saw all that he thought the Flash was responsible for.
No, but seriously, here's what I love about the actual live-action TV show. Because I don't remember a lot about the Flashpoint season, but I know I've watched it. I have to rewatch it, which I will do with my mother. The Reverse Flash created Flash. In all honesty, like if you look at it, Harrison Wells, aka who is actually not Harrison Wells. Sorry if you haven't seen the series. Like, okay, spoilers ahead. Sorry.
Hi, it's me.
His name be Earbud Thorn. Apparently, it's a sophisticated name from the 25th century. Don't read too much into that.
Yeah. Anyway, so Harrison.
It's comics and TV shows. It's
Dwarf, I will show you the episodes, and I will explain when you get over here. Anyways, so what I was saying was, also, by the way, insert here, this Saturday, there's going to be a live stream for Kingdom Hearts 2, and Dwarf here will be at my house with me. So, yeah.
Pluggo, get on with it.
Yes.
We're not Game
Ain't
Grumps,
it
alright?
Harrison Wells is like, I hate you so much, but I created you. So in a way, what you are is because of me. And
No.
it's
Wait,
Like-
does that mean we can hate him too?
No. I has another meme here. I has another Flash meme here where I can't remember the exact quote, but it's like the Flash is talking with Arrow, and I think it's the first episode, and he's like I don't know, like it's something about he didn't want the lightning to hit him or strike him, and then Arrow says, I don't think it struck you, I think it chose you. And then it comes down and it's Thor, and it's like, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Thor does exist in DC. Anyway, no, so what I was going to say is...
Well, not the Marvel Thor, obviously, but like...
Well, no, not the Marvel Thor. No, okay, so
Not the
technically...
smexy Thor.
Okay, I'm going to either
That's a joke.
blow your
That's a
mind
joke.
or melt... I'm either going to blow your mind or melt your brain.
Blow my
So-
mind and melt my brain.
So,
Do both.
the Flash.
Yes. You muted yourself again.
Oh my god, it happens right as he's trying to try. This is...
Okay.
Welcome to history.
Fuck this microphone. Alright.
Your
So,
microphone doesn't want to spoil
The
it.
Flash. Stop. The Flash gets his powers from the lightning storm created by the dark matter storm created by the dark matter explosion from Star Labs, and also from various chemicals that he falls on in the lab.
Yeah.
It is then revealed that that Eobard Thawne needed the Flash's powers to travel back to the future because he got stuck.
Yeah.
Future.
He got stuck after going back in time to kill Barry's mother.
Oh.
Well,
So he's
wasn't
Doc
he
Brown
originally
and
going
the
to kill
Terminator.
Barry?
He was originally going to kill Barry, but they didn't want to destroy him, as
He's
in kill his
Doc
mother.
Brown
Yeah.
So,
and the Terminator
so-
at the same point.
so he has to create Star Labs. So he creates Star Labs, blah, blah, blah.
Well, first he
The
kills
lightning
real
that
Harrison
strikes
Wells.
Barry is apparently a future version of Barry that then creates the speed force in that lightning that strikes Barry. That's how it was in the comics anyway.
That's the sound of my brain melting, by the way.
Yeah. No, in the TV series it is much more simpler than that. It was just the dark matter explosion that gave him his powers. It wasn't a
Well,
future
think,
version
like-
of Barry.
Basically,
Even though that
the
lightning storm
Flash-
still created the speed force.
Yes.
Comics just get away with us.
Let's
so many
just
things.
let's just say the Flash himself is a paradox.
Well, duh.
Like you cannot have the Flash without a paradox, and the Flash creates so many paradoxes.
Why
that,
do you think?
Time travels. That in itself is a paradox.
True.
Why do you think that the Reverse Flash shows up in season 2 and season 3? The Reverse
yeah,
Flash
we do.
is also a paradox.
Yes.
The Flash is a paradox. The Reverse Flash is a paradox. And that's why Flashpoint is created.
So wait,
Yeah.
their whole relationship is also a
What's called
paradox
the
because
Flashpoint
they're two
paradox.
paradoxes trying to cancel each other out.
And life
Yeah.
is a paradox.
Shut
Yeah.
up, Dwarf.
Now-
We're not going into like philosophy
The-
yet.
Only
Philosophical.
way that they were able to get rid of the Reverse Flash paradox was through the Black Flash.
Oh great, another one.
Because the Black Flash erased him from existence.
Yeah.
Existence, whatever.
Existence.
The Black Flash was created. Oh god, this is a doozy. The Black Flash was created when the villain Zoom tried to destroy the Flash
Wait,
and
wait,
steal
wait,
his
wait,
speed
wait,
force
wait,
to
wait,
heal
wait, wait.
himself.
Hold on,
Zoom
hold on.
is the
Hold
villain
up
from
for a
Avengers,
minute.
The villain
Hold up
Zoom,
for
yes.
a minute. The villain is named Zoom.
There's also
Well, in the
Oh,
comics, he's
okay.
called Professor Zoom, and he has one of the most badass intros in the entire comics.
Yeah.
He's
okay,
like,
the
"You wanna know
villain-
how to destroy the
villain-
Flash?"
Okay.
Professor Zoom will teach you.
Like
Badass. Anyway,
Zoom? Like Zoom Zoom? Like
Yes,
a
Okay.
slave child that's
Zoom.
5 going
Yeah,
zoom
a
zoom zoom?
dog named Zoom.
the reason is because this is explained in universe. The reason is because when Zoom first showed up, he killed 15 of 17 officers that were trying to take down a villain. Killed 15
Yeah.
and 17 of them. The last 2 witnesses, before he killed them too, reported the story saying something was zooming around the room, killing all the officers. That's why it's called Zoom.
Yes.
Anyway,
I think we've gotten into a mix of both the TV and the comics, which might confuse some viewers.
No, okay.
Sorry.
So we're just talking about the
fine.
TV
My
now.
brain hurts.
Just talking about the TV. Okay.
Just the TV
So the Black
now.
Flash was created when the villain Zoom tried to steal the Flash's powers because he was dying because of his own Speed Force powers.
Yes.
Now, he was created by the dark matter explosion as well on Earth 2. We're going multiversal already. He was
Yes.
created on
there's
Earth 2.
Yeah.
And his real name is Hunter Zolomon. And he was doomed to the electric chair
Ow.
on the night of the dark matter explosion. The lightning from the electric chair hits him, as does the dark matter. He becomes Zoom.
Yeah.
then-
What?
He wants to take people's hope away. And that's his thing. He wants to take people's hope away.
Aw.
And to do that, he creates the hero Jay Garrick. Aha.
He
Flash
killed
veterans
the
will know that
original
one.
Flash in the universe, and
No,
then
he
he went back. I thought
No,
he
he
did.
didn't. No, he didn't. He created Jay Garrick as a speed mirage. Or no, what do they call it?
No. It was a
No, it's Speed
time
Mirage, it's
clone.
Time
Wasn't
clone.
it?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Speed mirage is something completely different, and that's what the Reverse Flash uses to throw people off the scent that he is Harrison Wells. Anyway,
This is exactly
So he
why
creates
I don't
a-
watch TV series based on comics.
It's insane. So he creates a time clone of himself called Jay Garrick to basically give people hope, so he can then kill Jay Garrick and take that hope away.
But
And then, of
Jay
course-
Garrick ends up on the Earth that the Flash is on. Like
And
our
so, of course,
Flash.
In the season finale of season 1, when they stop the Reverse Flash from returning to the future, they open up a singularity to Earth 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is from Earth 2 that Jay Garrick is sucked into the singularity and spits out on on Earth 1. Okay? I'm not even into the freaky shit yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
boy,
I'm
we're
not
into
into the
that
freaky shit yet.
Eh.
Now,
Okay.
Jay
hold
Garrick
on,
wants to get
real
back,
life
blah, blah, blah.
interruption. Real
Yeah.
life interruption, darkness.
yeah.
Hold on.
I don't know
So,
if we should keep going with this because this is getting confusing.
stay with
Shut
me,
up,
stay with me.
Sid. You're just
fine.
sitting
Stay with
here.
me.
Stay with him. You'll get it eventually, and if you don't, well,
So-
that's fine too.
So, Jay Garrick hangs out on Earth 1 and then leads Barry to Earth 2 where he gets trapped and tries to figure out who Zoom actually is. And so he gets trapped in Zoom's lair. Meets a man in an iron mask. That's going to get confusing as well, so don't worry.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
That's cool.
Wait,
It's okay.
Dragon, before you continue, the device I'm using because my computer's effed is dying, so I have to take my headset off. So tell me if y'all can hear me well. Is this good?
We hear
Yep.
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
that's-
slight
No
different,
difference.
but that's not that bad.
Okay, I'm just worried about an echo. So
Yeah, don't worry, it's good.
Okay.
I don't hear an echo yet.
I don't hear any
Alright.
echo.
Okay.
You're fine.
Barry is freed from Zoom's lair. Jay dies, but they find out that Jay was actually a time clone of Zoom,
yes.
somehow. Also, in his shenanigans, Barry has met these things called the Time Wraiths, which basically are the Speed Force police if you fuck up and keep time traveling.
They're
Yeah.
Dementors, but
And
DC.
Yes.
So, when Barry goes to stop Zoom, and he kinda does with his own time clone, when he kinda does, Zoom is then taken into the Speed Force by Time Wraiths and turns into the Black Flash. Also, the man in the Iron Mask was the actual Jay Garrick.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun. I hope we don't get copyright for spoiling.
Who? Oh, no,
Right.
no. Who
Maddie, I will
is
say you're
Barry
right.
Allen's father's doppelganger?
Okay, I think we're good at that point. I think we should stop before. Like,
We should stop there
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
before we
just-
start going
Please.
nuts.
Please
Oof.
don't. In fact, I have another
I could
topic.
go into his daughter. Who has
No.
time travel.
No, I have another topic actually. That would be a sin.
Here's my
Got it.
problem with the multiverses.
There's so many of them.
It's a web.
It's 53. There's 53. No.
That's a
Here's my
lot.
problem with their multiverses. Earth 2 is supposed to be like the World War II universe. So like the Golden Age heroes. But that's Earth 3. That annoyed me. It also annoyed me that Power Girl hasn't turned up.
Well, okay, here's the thing. The multiverse's numbers have changed so much. So, like, the pirate ones, I think it used to be Earth, how many multiverses are there again? 53?
53.
It used to be Earth 53, but then it changed to, like, Earth 46 or something.
Yeah.
So...
Wait,
Yeah,
what did
because
it
Earth
change?
53 became Earth X, which is the Nazi-controlled world.
You'd think they'd map this all out by now, right?
Wait,
Oh, they did!
Can
but
we
they
please
haven't
no, they
map
have map.
it.
Wait, hold on. Shit. No, hang on. Oh no, time. No, wait. Fuck. I just remembered.
The DC!
I just remembered. The Reverse Flash, as he appears in season 1, is in the Earth X crossover.
I think we should stop there.
I think you're making Sid's brain hurt.
I'm making my own brain hurt. Paradoxes are pains in the ass.
Alright.
I love
I have
paradoxes,
enough.
honestly.
So me and Dwarf are like, alright, we good with this. Dragon is
Yeah, we
like,
good. I've been trying to explain this for so long, and it's like, finally, they killed the Reverse Flash with the Black Flash. Oh no! He's back! Dickholes!
You can't get rid of him!
Oh my god.
Doesn't he die because his ancestor dies?
He dies because Eddie Thorne shoots himself. But then he comes back because he exists within a time loop. But then the Black Flash erases him from existence. He erases him from that time loop and fixes that. Because that's what the Black Flash does. But then he turns up again in the Earth X crossover, leading me to believe that at some point between him revealing himself as the Reverse Flash in season 1 to him dying in season 1, he has gone to Earth X and lived out there for a bit.
By Earth X, do you mean Earth 10?
No, by Earth X, I mean the Nazi-controlled
Nazi-controlled
world that doesn't actually have a name, and they call it Earth X.
Yeah.
But X is 10.
It's different. It's different. There's no Roman numerals. They actually write out the number like we do now.
Yeah.
Yippee. Anyways.
They use
What
English
Earth
numbers.
was Supergirl on? I forget that.
It's like 38?
30.
Yeah, Barry travels to Earth 38 and I was like, oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, also, he crossed over with Supergirl in her first season. The episode that follows that crossover, he disappears into into a portal, and then comes out again the other side, like 2 seconds later. I'm like, well, that was fucking pointless.
Yeah, it's kind of like when they
Why
did,
even
that
show
whole
us?
time turner thing.
No,
Yeah,
maybe that was
but-
future Barry coming back to be like, yo.
Yeah, no, like, it was the same Barry. Like, that episode that happened to Supergirl was supposed to, like, fit in where he goes through that portal.
Alright, before...
Also, he has a really funny line in that episode where they're fighting 2 female villains, and then at Supergirl, he's like, we're all just girls here, and then they all just look at him. There's more of you guys here than me, okay?
Anyways, before we run out of time, we have to do this segment because it would be a sin if we didn't. We have to do this thing where we're like, what superpower would you have and why? You know?
Oh, right, this segment. The
I
Q&A
choose
segment.
the Flash. I want his powers
Speed.
because then I don't have to drive, okay?
Mhm.
Well, that's kind of lazy.
That is fair.
It's valid.
And I can eat all the food I want and not get fat.
That is true. He eats a lot of food. A lot of it.
He's got a high metabolism. He has to eat roughly the equivalent of 180 tacos.
Yeah. And he has
Sounds
to shit that amount.
I want
That's
this.
a reference from the show.
I need this food.
I need to be able to eat 180 tacos.
None of it would show up on my body.
Bro, that already happens. High metabolism, though.
Same.
No, but mine's slowing down, so I
I
gotta.
think mine's mine might be slightly slowing down, but it hasn't slowed down enough.
Mine is
Yeah.
not
Mine
So
slowed
I'm
hasn't
down.
still
slowed
not
down
packing
enough
on
for
weight.
That weight that I'm wanting. So
Yep.
For me
Yes.
personally.
So what about Sid?
Yeah, my superpower. Have you ever seen the Lego Movie?
yeah.
You know the master building thing. I want to be able to do that with like
Uh.
anything. You know, just take apart
That'd
like
be
the
pretty
walls
cool.
and stuff like that, and be able to
I'm
make like.
starting to realize how lame the power I want is.
That's why I wanted to like do mine last, but like okay.
I want to do mine last,
No, okay, the lame one has to go last. So Dragon, you're up next.
but mine's too awesome.
What is it?
exactly.
What is
Mine's
it?
super
I want to be
lame.
Agent Anti-Venom. I want
No.
the anti-symbiote. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Take
A,
over, people.
cure cancer. B, form any weapon I want. C, look like a badass. D, probably flies somewhere. He's probably got some kind of a jetpack.
Or
just
maybe he
yes.
uses, like wings.
Just yes. Oh, also,
Then you
in
can
the
lift
comics.
up whenever you
Hold on.
want.
Yeah.
Hold on. In the comics, Venom does get wings.
Oh right, right. Well,
He
no,
gets freaking wings.
Pretty sure the
It's
So
lights-
yes,
comic.
Agent Anti-Venom. I want that anti-symbiote. Yes.
All right. Now, dwarf. Come on.
Time for the lame shit.
Just wanna fly around, honestly.
Actually, that's pretty.
Honestly, fair enough.
That's pretty dope.
Can I,
No,
can I
honestly,
just go zoom between the buildings? Like, is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
like, the problem you two have is you need to pick the bugs out of your teeth.
I can wear a
I can
helmet
let
though.
out float. Excuse
Like-
you.
I can get a bodysuit helmet. There we go. Good to
the
go.
worst, the worst I would have
Well,
to deal with is
motorcycle
if
helmet. It works.
the worst I would have to deal with is if I'm taking apart something that's disgusting or dirty like a bus, and I have to take apart like the floor. I still have to touch like the floor and shit like that.
Oh my god! You have
See,
to
like-
deal with gum stuck to the bottom of seats.
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
So I'm probably gonna be
See-
using like disinfectant gloves the entire time.
See, with flying
See-
though, like I don't have to deal with that. I could just float.
Yeah.
I can still like a jetpack.
I feel like
No, I feel like
Actually,
I
no.
would walk outside. I'd see Dwarf floating on her back as if she's in water. Just
Literally me though.
I have two downsides. One, I can't be near any very, very loud sounds.
Right.
Two, I can't light fires.
Oh, that sucks. I could just make a flamethrower.
But I can stand in front of a fire and just do this. I just can't light them
Sid makes
myself.
Flamethrower lights it. You jelly, bro?
If he
You
make-
mad, bro?
No, okay. It's more the weakness of the symbiote is sound and fire. So
Yeah. So
That's
we need
it.
to find a
even then,
very-
I don't think that anti-symbiote has that weakness.
I'm gonna just-
Flamethrower.
I just need a speaker and put a flamethrower in front of it that's powered by music. Bam. That is actually the coolest weapon design I could think of right now. Actually, I can almost see what that happens.
That reminds me of the guitar dude in Mad Max Fury Road. How he's got like the
yeah.
flamethrower guitar and the speakers.
Yeah.
That all
Yes.
works, by the
So
way.
good.
That was all practical effects.
And duh.
Yeah.
They'd have to be in order to make it that badass. I love Mad Max.
Like there was
The
barely any
downside
CGI
for
then.
me, like what I can see my downside being, and it's not bugs because I can just wear a motorcycle helmet and I don't care.
But then you get them
it
all
would
over your
be-
visor.
It'd be the money because I'd have to pay for my food.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a downside, definitely.
Like you would need to get the like high
here's the
protein,
thing,
high energy food.
My parents right now, and they've bought like 5 bags of the same chips. All I need to do is eat 3 of those, and American foods are pretty fatty, so
Yeah, and they're cheap, so.
Or just eat a lot of avocados.
yeah.
Or tacos.
Tacos?
Eat all the
But you
tacos.
can
Get the street
really
tacos, man.
cheap on deals. Like there are
Fucking-
deals at fast food restaurants for tacos.
Well, cause
That's-
like you'd be super speeding, right? So you can just do like cold tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can just make, like you can just buy all the ingredients to make as many tacos as you
But
want,
that's
and then
more
just make tacos.
It's more expensive to create your own tacos than it is to go get a deal at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's Taco Bell.
if you
Taco
know where to
Bell
shop.
sucks.
Matt, if
Like-
you know where to shop.
Dwarf's got me on money. Got it.
If you know where to shop, you get some pretty well, I wouldn't say good meat. It's kind of
You get
It's kind
the
of
meat.
questionable.
The other is you could become a
just get a
thief
meat.
and run down to Mexico, steal all the tacos.
Oh, I see. Everything in Mexico is taco. I see how it is, Dragon. I see how.
They don't just have tacos, they have quesadillas. Quesadillas are amazing.
Burritos are the best thing ever.
But yes, burritos.
Burritos are fucking delicious.
In all honesty, I just eat the food my sister doesn't eat because she always gets like too much food in her cereal or whatever, and then I'm just like,
She's
fuck
gonna
it,
get the
I'll eat
sloppy
it.
seconds
Nah.
from her sister.
Steals
She's my
pickles.
baby sister. I don't give a damn.
Alright, fine.
Oh, actually no. I have no. Actually no. Never mind. No, I was thinking I might have a third downside, but I don't.
You don't want to give all that away, huh? I don't like the worst I have to deal with is like dirty stuff because if I'm like taking apart a public building, there's all this like grime and cement and like all that shit. Like,
But
I mean,
you
I
know
think
I
my
just can't be near.
is
like-
people.
No. Think about it. Think about it, Sid. On buses, kids are always scrawling mean crap on the back of the seats, like vandalizing. You can
yeah.
be
It's like,
like,
See-
what is the child?
My downsides would only exist if a villain rose to fight me. That's my thing.
I think.
So really, I technically have no downsides.
Every
Well-
world leader ever.
Well, the thing is that
Yeah, every world leader, if he will not join us.
yeah, that's the thing.
Experimented on. That's our thing, though.
The governments will want to use us for military weapons.
I'd be like, nah, you got my brother.
I would build a bunker and be like, nah, I'm out of here, bye. I'd probably build like a space station, be like, I'm going.
Then I would join you for a bit, but then I'd just go back down and be like, I need food.
We can make like
Again,
a
I'm Agent. No, I'm Agent Anti-Venom. I would just enlist in. I would just enlist in the army or something and be like, haha, you can't experiment on.
Yeah, but then they would find out your
Plus,
weakness.
I'd be
so
the
that's why
only New
flamethrowers-
Zealander. I'd be the only New Zealander in the army with guns.
Wow. Yeah, that's true.
So it's like,
Sad.
you want to experiment on your best soldier? Go right the fuck ahead.
Well, the thing is, though, Dragon, is that, well, we can. Oh my god, I just realized your name is Dragon, and you could literally become a symbiotic dragon.
Dude,
Yeah.
that'd be so cool.
Oh, dude.
Dude,
You could become New Zealand's dragon. You make it all like Lord of the Rings over there. Holy shit,
Yeah!
that's amazing.
that is why I wanted to go last, because mine's probably the
Oh.
coolest.
Well, no, mine is
But
like
you're
has
not
almost
thinking
limitless
about the
possibilities, but
American
yours is
military.
just
Would
looks
they be
cool.
able to catch me? Sid, would
But-
they be able to catch me? That's their problem.
That is, yeah, I guess. I don't know. We could like, if I make like the Watchtower, we could become our own Justice League and be like completely useless.
Yeah,
Just watch the
but
movies all
I'd
day.
be like living
Promote
with my
justice
parents every now and then.
without
What?
actually enacting justice.
Handle the
We should have like a
channel.
charity.
No, Sid, if this actually happened, we'd still be doing this channel. Let's all be honest.
We
We'd
would.
be in the
Oh,
channel.
yeah.
We would.
Oh, yeah.
We'd be
I'd just be
like,
floating
Welcome to the
around, though.
Superhero War Room podcast.
where we're just useless.
I am pointless, and I.
But
just
here's the
fire-
thing: we can actually do it from the War Room in the Watchtower.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have
dang,
our
you're
Watchtower
right.
is
That'd
the
be
war room.
cool.
We're superheroes now, guys. We've rebranded. In the first episode, we've rebranded.
Oh
We're
gosh.
big superheroes. Why do these bastards always do this?
Superheroes of the group. Okay, it's confirmed. This is canon. We are the superheroes of the group. Everyone else is just human.
That
Oh,
sucks.
dang.
Imagine
Except
that
I'm a
in the
midget that flies around. Got it.
Phantom's not gonna like
Our
that.
Diglett is just there.
Oof. No, he's not.
I am Agent Anti-Dragon.
That's
Got
weird
it.
though, like, cause like, there's also Lapis, the Dutch girl who's with us. She's also doing like a superhero thing with her character, so she's technically also like a superhero. I think we all are superheroes, but we're all like generals first.
I
You
think
gotta
with
work your
us,
way up the
when
ranks.
We actually have superpowers in our own little universe. Yes, we've created our own little universe. We'll
Oh,
be
yes, we
introduced
have.
to
Okay,
that
okay,
when we
I did
start
not-
Oh, yeah.
doing it.
I've not been part. I have no idea that we actually been doing this, so this is kind of new for me.
You're the one who's been drawing it.
Oh,
First face palm. There you go.
that's one for the record.
There's gonna be more of that later.
No, there won't. I promise. I
my-
swear. I'm not this stupid. Ah.
He says.
Can we talk about
He is
the
yet to
last
prove
round
that.
of
I
Battle
hate
Pass?
to prove that.
Can we talk talk about the monster under the bed because Sid knows that my bed is lifted, so it can't even be here because I'd be sleeping on the couch. I am the monster under the bed. But if there was a monster under the bed, I'd grab my sword and be like, not below.
I'd probably put like a bunch of rose petals down and be like, come right here.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of room in my closet or under my bed, so it's just like, saw, dude.
Dude, I basically sleep on the ceiling.
Yes,
Nobody's gonna have
Dragon
any
is
idea what we're
basically
talking about
Spider-Man
because
in
they
this
don't have
universe.
any idea of what we're talking about. Like, I
The
mean,
thumbnail can be that picture.
that people are gonna have to fucking
Yeah.
struggle to read the thumbnail. That's I don't know. I'll see
Have
if I
fun,
can like
guys.
edit that in. It's probably gonna
We'll
be like
we'll stick it in the video if we
somewhere.
can.
Just shove
That can
it
just
in
be the background for the video.
No,
We'll
because
see it in our skit.
Oh yeah. Just kidding.
Here's the thing.
lol.
One time, whiskey has actually hid under my bed and scared me when I was a kid.
Oh seriously?
so your statement, "I am the monster," is actually accurate.
yeah, the Pumpkinhead guy
Dang.
is the brother of Dragon. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know
Yes,
how-
a dragon has a pumpkin-headed idiot for a brother. This is not good.
Yeah,
An older
I don't know
brother
why
at
your brother
that,
has a
so-
pumpkin head. What did your mother do while she had you?
We don't want to know. We're not
believe-
gonna answer that question.
I believe he wants to become the villain Jack-o'-lantern, but I can't be too sure.
He wants to throw
I don't
his own
know.
head at people.
Yes.
He is the headless
Yes.
horseman.
Jack-o'-lantern
Yes,
does not
yes,
throw his
that's
own
what
head
he
at people.
wants to do. Also, I would just like to say, aren't y'all proud of me for not saying anyone's real name?
Yeah, you're a bit. Hold on, get a bit closer to the mic. I can't. You're not. I can't. I don't know if I have to like up you. in,
Okay, aren't you
You're very
glad
cut.
that I have not said anyone's real name this
Don't
entire
tempt
podcast?
people to try and make us say our real names.
That was lovely. Thank
I'm
you for
sorry that
doing
was on camera.
that.
Don't worry.
I-
We're gonna have to end this episode pretty soon, actually. So just say what you need to say on the last couple of topics. So.
Say what you need to say.
No,
Sorry.
we're gonna
No.
get demonetized. Dwarf, what have you done?
I mean, la-di-da-di-da.
This is her going off to work.
You've done this. You've done this
Oh,
upon us.
Dwarf, why didn't you say hi ho?
No! Stop it.
Hi-ho.
What did you say? Hi yo.
Oh, I'm off to
Hey.
work.
I said yo.
Yo.
I know you said yo, but why you go?
Yo,
hi,
it's Talk Like a Pirate Day, everybody. Yer.
Last
It is
topic.
Happy Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yer. My throat hurts, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yard.
Is this where I tell them to do the bell thing?
Yeah,
What
Sure.
bell thing?
subscribe if you want to.
Oh, yeah, that
do the
bell,
bell
thing.
thing.
Hit,
No,
hit
Do
that
the
bell.
thing that does the thing.
Hit the Liberty Bell.
Oof, don't do that, actually. I think they frown upon
No,
that.
you will be arrested. Don't do it.
Okay, don't actually go and hit the Liberty Bell, but hit our Liberty Bell. It's bootleg and it's better. It
Um,
it's
Oof.
better.
I
Yer.
think oof is the correct response to that. Just a big fat oof.
There it is.
But yeah,
Ours
just
is
hit
not
the thing
correct,
that
so
does the
We
thing
hope
and
you
stuff.
enjoy this episode.
leave a comment on what we could do better.
'Cause I'm sure there's a lot.
Everything.
Actually, no, we did manage to keep on topic more this
For-
time around.
For more or less.
Except when it came to Venom. Thank you very much.
Venom was
Sorry.
I want
fine.
to talk about Venom.
Venom was an anti-hero, so it kind of counts. Anyways, yeah. So we hope you enjoyed this episode of the War Room. It was all right, I guess.
It was okay.
Possible.
Yeah. So stay tuned
Grade
for
level
more
C.
episodes, obviously. And say goodbye, guys. It's sound off.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. Well, bye. Yes.
Oh boy.
Hold up. Face palm.
Yeah, just-